What's good, everybody? This is Cinderace and we are going to play our first match with our Cinderace Houndoom single strike deck. A little stage 2, stage 1 deck. Lots of cards that can brick, a lot of cards that need setting up this whole strategy. And of course, with a stage 2, we can die too quickly, even with 170 HP, 180 HP. It doesn't matter with the damage the Vs and VMAXs can do. But we're going to try and see what we can do. Now, I opened up with a supporter, which is always a blessing. This Juniper right here, Professor's Research. It is going to be a pretty big deal, getting your supporters and keeping your deck consistent. There isn't really too much we can do, seeing as I'm the type of person that doesn't want to run Crobat Vs and, ability to draw Pokemon like that and support Pokemon like that give two prizes. I mean, if they ever print like regular ass Pokemon, like let's say we got like a, I don't know, like a Reshiram, basic Reshiram, legendary with that ability, then yeah, I would run it as opposed to stuff like Manaphy and Jirachi. But seeing as we're running a rogue deck, don't give any extra prizes but one, and Arceus is out of the format too. I just really want to get the big benefit of the only benefit of these stage 1 Pokemon, these regular Pokemon only give a one prize. Okay, so it looks like we're playing against a super meta deck. It's going to be a big test. Rayquaza and the Marip there. So you guys know what it's going to be. And I opted not to play any of my supporters. I drew Bruno. That card isn't good if our opponent hasn't taken a knockout, of course. But I opted not to play anything, and I'm just going to evolve into the Houndoom first, and then was going to use research. Maybe we're even going to use Bruno now, since my opponent is likely to get a knockout. And we're just going to do things that way. I mean, I could have just risked it. I've got like two more Houndooms in the deck, but I just take the more conservative approach. You know, we don't need to do too much just yet. I mean, of course, setting up quick is important, but I've got the guaranteed evolution, and I got a Raboot as well, like the stage 1 too. So we're just going to do things this way. Now my opponent is getting his set up. Got the first Flaaffy down, another Marip down, Rayquaza VMAX, and already 3 tools as well. I don't know how they find this space in a deck like this. I mean, I look at it like if I had the cards, I would sort of build the deck as closely to resemble the Ray-Ills and other similar decks have gotten expanded. And I mean, you're gonna put all these tools. Goddamn, like you gotta run like an additional stage 1 since Rayquaza, has to evolve into the VMAX to get the most out of it. So it's not the same animal as using Bronzong or Malamar or Electric, like with the other basic attackers, GXs, EXs. So anyway, now we're gonna go all out. Houndoom, gonna attach the single strike energy from the deck, and that's the point of Houndoom. Quickly power up our Cinderace, and in this case Raboot, so they can use their attacks. So now we're gonna go for my Professor's Research is Juniper, but whatever. I like to call it Juniper. And Rare Candy evolve into our stage 2. I decided to sort of risk it, of course, evolve into the Raboot and just go for the damage since we're going to attack anyway. So 80 damage. It's alright because, like, Cinderace, no matter what, it's not going to get a one-hit knockout on something like Rayquaza VMAX. So if I can just soften it up, then maybe we can get like another hit, or a couple of hits depending on his knockouts, and get that big KO. Now, if I can just set up my Pokemon, evolve into my dudes, and then keep attacking, then obviously I'm going to have the advantage. Because, as always, we can just 2-hit or 3-hit KO a Rayquaza, and they only get like one prize by killing my guys. So far, so good, I'd say. And I've got Avery as well, which is a very nice supporter actually against these, I was going to say Ray-Ills, these Flaaffy decks, you could say. Lots of setup as well, a bunch of different Pokemon you need for the strategy. And if your opponent has to discard a valuable Fluffy or an attacker, it's not a good thing for them. So let's see what he's going to do. He decided to switch into this one here. Going to attach an energy with Dynamotor. I mean, I don't even know why he has that sort of snipe tool on Rayquaza. I guess it gives it the ability to snipe, that little scroll there. But I would definitely not run it in my deck. You better believe that. Sacrifice consistency for a little snipe. And he only needs to do 100 damage. Got the KO. But now we're going to fight back with Cinderace. Alright. And of course, the more prizes he gets, the stronger our attack gets with Cinderace. Which is why this card is somewhat cool. It's somewhat appealing as a stage 2 to use. We can power it up with Houndoom. So it can't be possible for it to work. Now I'm going to use the Ordinary Rod, shuffle our Score Bunny, and Reboot as well. Going to get the Fire Energy as well. Can't be too careful with the energies in this deck, like the Fire Energies. I mean, you can use the Urn, I guess, to recover the single strike energies, but the Fire Energies are even more important. You need them to attack. So we're going to go with Bruno there, putting in the work against the deck like this that concedes knockouts easily. And draw our 7, level ball. Let me get another Score Bunny. You know, with a Houndoom, to be honest, you don't even need to get 2 out. Like, if you just have 1, you get that extra energy. If you can get your manual attachment as well, you should be good. But of course, we aim to get like at least 2 out, you know, back up. And it's really the Pokemon we have in this deck anyway. Gonna go for Fireball Shot now, and it's going to be a good 200 damage. Boost from Single Strike, and the boost from this guy's ability. So, putting the pressure. It's gonna be a 2-hit KO on this Rayquaza, no matter what. And it's got the other one that's kind of hurt as well. It could take a hit, the other one, but I don't know what he's gonna do. He can't even like switch. I got rid of his Stadium, which Rayquaza greatly will benefit from. Like, I kind of get why they made Rayquaza VMAX. They didn't go out all out with him, like making him as broken as he could have been. Rayquaza V and Rayquaza VMAX is because he does have so much support between being a dragon type, between of course the Flaaffy, obvious synergy, and all the rapid strike support. I mean, it gains a lot of shit like it can utilize. So I get it a little bit. I wish I had something else instead of that draw ability attack. I don't dig it, to be honest. Of course, people are going to use it for consistency, but I don't dig it. It can also force you to make bad plays. Like for the lesser players, they just would use it and not care for what they discard. So let's see. It's still going. I guess he needs a way to switch. He couldn't get a Stadium. He got rid of my Stadium for that Dragon Stadium that searches stuff. And uses this hiker dude. I forget his name. It's like from the Crown of Tundra DLC. With the Reggies and the birds and stuff. I mean, what the fuck was his name? I don't remember. Okay, Peony or whatever. I think what it does is like you dump your hand and you can search like 2 cards, computer search style. But then you gotta dump the rest, sort of thing. So anyway, I guess with Rayquaza, it could work since you dump your hand all day anyway, for those that use the ability. But let's see, he keeps digging. And got the Fire Energy, so I guess he can use that to attack. But, I mean, you better have a way to recover them, because, you know, for this deck, like, the way it is, you run like 3 or 4 Fire Energies for Rayquaza to meet the energy cost, and then the rest is lightning, so you dump the lightnings, and then you do the damage, and you can recover those back. So you don't want to go overboard sacrificing the Fire Energies. You only do this in very desperate situations, like from my experience with Ray-Ills. And I mean, if he didn't have another way to attack, then maybe, but I just can't really speak on it because I don't know exactly how his deck is built. So let's see, we're gonna use Bruno. I'm kind of tempted to use Avery. It's gonna put in some work, but since as he got the knockout, I just gotta use Bruno to draw 7 and make sure we see what we need. I need to see an energy here, and we didn't see it. That's what I wanted. Now I guess we're gonna use Quick Ball, search I guess another score bunny. And what am I gonna do? I'm actually gonna discard our own stadium, draw 2 more cards. Hopefully I see it, but I did not. So we're gonna play these dudes down, I guess, and I'm gonna have to promote a decoy. He's gonna get this free turn. I don't like it, but I don't have a choice. And it's another issue for this deck, of course. I mean, as always, I try to make it as consistent as possible, but you got no ways to search energies. I mean, besides the Houndoom, of course, getting the single strike one. So if you just can't see a fire, you're kind of screwed. I mean, I recovered one with the rod. I should have enough of them in the deck still. I mean, it's not like we used a billion of them. But I just couldn't see it, I'm afraid. So he gets a turn here to do something. He actually used this guy's ability again, discarding all of his stuff in hand. Didn't even bother to attach the fire energy. Like, dude, why didn't you attach it? Like, I swear to God, I think, this sort of ability with Rayquaza just makes people reckless. Like, they don't really care what they're doing. Uh, like, okay, he's gonna use Dynamotor now, get some lightning energies. I guess his aim is to use, of course, Zeraora and get a double KO on me, which really sucks. But he actually surrendered. I'm not that surprised, to be honest. Like, he might have even run out of fire energies. I don't know what he was doing. So kind of maybe not deserved win, but the game was still far from over. Like, I still had a really good shot. He didn't get a lot of prizes. So anyway, we'll take the win, and then hopefully we get a full match on the next one with our deck. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys on the next one. What's up?